The psychological warfare between Light and L intensifies as the investigation moves from global headlines to the quiet streets of Tokyo. Light Yagami, riding high on the ego of outsmarting the decoy Lind L. Taylor, realizes he is no longer just a ghost in the machine. L has narrowed Kira's location to the Kanto region, and more specifically, L has deduced that Kira is likely a student with access to police files based on the timing of the heart attacks. Instead of retreating, Light decides to use this pressure to his advantage, beginning a series of dark experiments to test the true parameters of the Death Note. Light discovers that he can control a victim's behavior before they die, provided their actions are physically possible. He begins using petty criminals as lab rats, forcing them to perform bizarre tasks before their hearts stop. One criminal is made to draw a strange, occult-like symbol on a prison wall in his own blood, another writes a cryptic, mocking note to the police. These aren't just random acts of cruelty, they are calculated glitches, meant to confuse L and lead the investigation down a rabbit hole of misinformation. Light wants L to believe that Kira has supernatural powers that go beyond simple killing, and more importantly, he wants to prove he can manipulate the investigators themselves. Ryuk, watching with his usual macabre amusement, finds the human's arrogance fascinating but decides to drop a bombshell. He tells Light that he is being followed. A man in a jacket has been tailing him for days, keeping a discreet distance but never losing sight. This news should terrify Light, but it only sharpens his resolve. Ryuk offers the Shinigami ideal again, the ability to see any human's name and lifespan in exchange for half of Light's remaining life. If Light takes the deal, he could look over his shoulder, see the investigator's name, and kill him instantly. However, Light's god complex is too vast for such a trade. He views the ideal as a shortcut for the weak. He refuses, telling Ryuk that he intends to rule over his new world for a long time, and losing half his life is unacceptable. He believes his own intellect is the only tool he needs to uncover the stranger's identity. He deduces that if he is being followed, L must have narrowed the suspect list down to the families of the officers involved in the Kira task force. This means his own father, Chief Soichiro Yagami, is unknowingly putting his son in the crosshairs. The tension becomes palpable as Light goes about his daily routine, pretending to be the perfect, hard-working student while acutely aware of the shadow behind him. He realizes that the investigator is likely from the FBI, sent by L to vet the Japanese police. The episode concludes with Light entering a subway station, his mind racing with a plan to force the investigator to reveal himself. He is no longer just defending his secret, he is going on the offensive. By the end of the episode, the stakes have shifted. The battle of wits is no longer a battle of silhouettes and computer screens. It is a face-to-face game of life and death. As Light boards a train, he begins to orchestrate a scenario that will force his stalker into the light. He isn't just trying to survive, he is trying to prove that even the most elite agents in the world are nothing more than pawns in his grand design. The hunter has become the hunted, and the quiet war between a high school genius and the world's greatest detective has just turned personal.